All right, everybody. Reggie, the front row report here. I got Micah from O Sleeper. How's it going, bro?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing good, man. I'm doing good. Thank you so much for taking the time. I do appreciate it.
Of course.
So, Indianapolis, Indiana, Band's Warped Tour 2013. You guys went on a little bit ago. How do you think it went?
I think it went well. It was pretty good. Yeah, we played at like 12:35, so kids are just getting in, and you know, for it being that early, they still had a good amount of energy and everything, and we had a really good signing at the booth at like later. And
nice.
So it was cool. Yeah.
Nice. 12:35. That's getting close to the perfect time to play on one of these festivals. I think it's not too early. It's not too late.
Yeah.
And so a couple bands I've talked to said they have a block of time that they want to play because it just goes great.
Oh yeah.
So are you guys the same way?
Yeah, I would say around like 2:33 is kind of like the dream time to play.
Yeah.
For sure.
Cool. Cool. Now, is this your first year on Warped Tour? I can't remember.
Yes, this is our first year.
Okay, so how have you guys been adjusting to the whole, set times are different and alternate each day?
It takes some getting used to, for sure, because you can't really get on with like sleep schedules and everything like that. You're trying to like gauge how it's going to be, and like for some reason last night I was dead tired. I went to bed at like 9:30.
Wow. And
I woke up at like 7 a.m. today.
Oh man.
And so I was just like trying to like stay on some sort of a schedule when the day before that went to bed at like 6 in the morning and woke up at like 2 or something, But it takes some getting used to, but it's still cool, everyone's doing it, so you can't really complain.
Nice. And you guys are out maybe finishing up promoting Children of Fire, or on the tail end of that promotion?
We're actually promoting our new album, the Titan EP.
I didn't realize that had come out yet.
Yeah, it released yesterday.
Oh, okay, that's probably why I didn't realize it had come out yet.
Yeah, and it's we went independent since Children of Fire, and so this is our first fully independent release.
Okay.
And so we're doing everything on our own and everything, and so we don't have really like the marketing and the publicity that you do with the label. So it's all just kind of going off word of mouth and putting it out there. So
you guys have been around long enough to really go off word of mouth now for the most part. You don't really need a label and all that. What was the main reason for going independent this time around?
That mentality of that hope, I would say, not really mentality, really looking at it as wanting to. There's so many things we always want to do. Like we always have tons of ideas of cool things to do for the fans and everything. Like, oh man, I wish we could make a music video to do this, or I wish we could go, for Hush IL. We really wanted to do a huge campaign of like raising money and getting handwritten letters to Mrs. Haran, the wife of the family that the song's written about, and send them to her. And we actually wanted to try to like get enough money to fly there and meet her and show her the song and give it to her and tell her that we're trying to raise awareness about her situation and everything. But everything just costs money. That's the plain thing about it. And musicians, like mid-level band musicians like myself, that's not something that you make. And so this independent approach kind of gives us the way where we can just say, okay, well, we want to do this. We would love to do this. Anyone want to get behind it? This is how much we need to do it. And then, if people do want to get behind it, we can do it. And if they don't, then it's like, okay, cool. That's not what the fans wanted to do.
That's where the Kickstarter and Indigo campaigns really come in handy.
Yeah.
You're able to it's a good way to get fans behind you.
Exactly.
On everything.
Yeah.
And so, what has been the main thing that's really stuck out to you this year on Warped Tour? It's been different from a lot of tours you have done in the past, obviously.
Yeah.
What sticks out the most?
Honestly, well, it's a great tour. It's an amazing tour. I guess just like trends change every year, and the trend this year, which I guess is always trending in some way, shape, or form in like rock and roll and metal and everything. But like trying to be like as outwardly offensive as possible is like really cool now. You know, like kids love it. You know, seeing like 15-year-olds with like, you know, like metal fingers on their shirts and everything, and just like, you know, stuff that, you know, you're looking at it, like, man, I can't believe your parents let you get out of the house like that. Stuff like that, and
probably bought it for them.
Oh yeah, or something, you know. But and then, you know, that's with that being more popular, you're hearing more of that kind of stuff from stages and stuff like that. And you know, we're a band that really pushes like love and hope and encouragement, and we try to inspire people more so than feed into like self-hate or the hate of others or anything like that. And so that's been something really interesting. You know, it's been something definitely you feel a little bit against the grain, but you know, it's still cool. You know, it's still, even seeing people with those shirts on and stuff like that, and like putting those messages out there to like get their support even when you're playing, is still it's still cool. You know, it's like, cool, I hope this person's getting into it, and read that person's shirt. It's like, maybe I don't know, maybe they'll think about it. I don't know. Yeah,
there's a lot of Christian bands on Warped Tour. There's always a decent amount of Christian and mainstream bands combined on Warped Tour, and there's a lot of really good ones this year that put out the same message. You know, positivity, hope. August Burns Red, the Chariots. It's a great combination. If you had a chance to connect with any of those guys or anything.
Well, we've actually just kind of been playing with all those bands ever since, you know, for the past like 6-7 years, and so we've all been friends for a while, so it's always good to see them and everything. But yeah, the cool thing is it's not like a clique or anything like that. You know, like there really isn't, in my opinion. Well, I mean, I don't know, a band, like whenever you get to this point, it has to be a business. You know, it has to be. It's a band and a business. And I don't really think there can be like such thing as like a Christian business. You know, there can be people who have beliefs within a business, but it doesn't make that business like a Hindu business. Or, you know,
it's just a business like run by.
Yeah, exactly. And so even saying like, you know, Christian bands and stuff is kind of weird, because all it does is like alienates, or it just draws a line.
Puts a label on.
Yeah, puts a label on, like draws a line. You know, like you said, Christian and secular, when really it's just a bunch of bands. You know, singing about what they believe, whether it's about God or not. You know, everyone's doing the same thing. So it's cool. Like, I feel like that idea is accepted more on Warped Tour, which is cool. You know, like just bands who will put out a totally opposite message than us, still being like totally awesome and cool and supportive, and, you know, saying good set afterwards, and, you know, vice versa. So
nice. One thing last year I thought was really, really cool, which really summarizes and sums up exactly what you just said, is I came in here and Maddie from For Today was in here sitting with Michael Vampire from Vampires Everywhere, which is a very occult themed band. They're just sitting there talking, and turns out they're very good friends. I think that really sums up what you just said.
Definitely.
Where it's a lot of bands stand for different things, but at the end it's just music, and, you know, everyone's talking to each other and having a good time. And I think it's really cool to see that. And I think that line between Christian and mainstream is really thinning now. And a lot of bands that were in the past, you know, had a hard time breaking through or had that certain label are really starting to be more accepted now. You see it more and more. I think it's really cool to see that.
Yeah, me too.
So when you're going in recording the new EP, coming off of an album that's, you know, very well received by fans, what's on the main thing on your mind to keep that momentum going and really, you know, give the fans exactly what they want?
Well, yeah, I think for us it's always been like, ever since we started, we've always been a very honest and transparent and blunt band about who we are, when we are. And I think the key thing for that, because you never want to let like the trends or like what you think people want or something like that affect your writing as an artist, because art should be transparent, and it should grow with you. You know, it shouldn't be the same painting over and over and over again. It should go with your life. And or I mean, there's different kinds of art and everything, but that's personally like how I view art that I'm a part of, and so with that, the only thing that I remind myself going into the studio whenever I'm listening to stuff is this who I am right now?
Okay.
You know, not necessarily is this what the scene is right now. Not necessarily is this what I think will look good on a T-shirt. Is this something like that? Is this going to sell a bunch of tickets or CDs? It's more so just, is this who I am right now? Is this who we are right now? Is this our demographic? Is this Oh Sleeper right now? And if it's not, then it gets changed.
Okay.
And if it is, then it's good. And that way, if the day comes that we release something that just doesn't hit, that people just lose interest in, then at least we know that's we were just being ourselves.
Cool. Cool. Finally, last question, very unrelated to anything. If you could be any superhero, what would you name yourself, and what would your superpower be?
I would say telekinesis.
Very nice.
Move stuff in my mind.
I like it.
Because if you think about, like, if you're wearing shoes, you could move your shoes, and then you'd be flying.
I like that.
So then you have flying, and you can move stuff with your mind. Like, same with like fire bending and like water bending and earth bending and stuff. You could just do all that stuff. You could pretty much do anything. But what would my name be? I think. Man, I don't know. I don't know. What would you think?
That's a good question. I don't know.
I feel like I would go with like an alias name. I don't think it would be like something like Superman or anything like that. Like,
that's too cliche.
Yeah. I think it would just be like, I don't know, like Jet or something.
That's good.
Yeah, not like the Jet or anything,
Right.
but just like Jet. That's it.
That's good.
And then it's like, and maybe he would have like a last name too or something. I don't know.
Nice.
Like Jet Stone or something.
No, that's good.
Cool, yeah.
I like it. Thanks a lot, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate it.